Right, all right. Hey, hey. Hi, Taurians. Let's go ahead and jump on in, see where we go in this storyline. We start out with the Fool card. So, Taurus might actually be on the cusp of doing something a little different, a little bit brave. This is strong Aries energy, but it is someone who is ready to kind of like fearlessly take the leap into the great unknown, whatever that may mean for Taurus. We have a Six of Swords crossing it, which is sideways. If Taurus is making a change in their life, something significant, it would be for peace. It would be to give themselves not just an adventurous life, but rather it would be to leave choppy waters and move into calmer, smoother, like a quality of life that they think would be more suited to who they really are, what they really are seeking. And what they're seeking in this case would be peace and calm. Underneath all of this, I don't know. I almost feel like with the synchronicity card in the reverse, I feel like it's been a while since Taurus has seen like confirmation that they were on the right path, and maybe instead what they've had is a lot of conflict, and that's why they're like, you know what? That one of the greatest motivators I always think for change is discomfort. When things aren't going well is when we're most motivated to change something because it doesn't feel good. Um, but if we're, doing well and feeling, like our needs are being met, we probably won't make a lot of change. This says, I think Taurus has had more choppiness and discomfort for quite a while. They haven't had things, lining up, matching up. Instead, it might have been a lot of chaos. And it's given them the confidence to say, you know what, honestly, anything is better than this chaos. So I'm willing, ready, and able to take a leap in a new direction because nothing tells me to stay where I'm at. In fact, everything tells me I should probably change something and go in a different direction. Okay, give me a little bit more on what that situation is. Okay, a lot of conflict. We have a Five of Swords, and even in a tilted angle, this is still going to be a lot of even hostility, anger. This is whomever they've been dealing with. It could be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. There's been more fighting than finding, like peaceful or even like respectful conversation. It looks like there's been more fighting than anything. What's in the recent past? Queen of Wands. I'm going to say that Taurus got to a place in themselves where they said, you know what? I do declare I, I deserve better than this. I believe that this is unacceptable to me. I believe that I would choose something different for myself. And in fact, if someone had been very much like combative or always fighting, always wanting to win over Taurus, I almost think that Taurus has realized the only reason they're doing this is because I actually am someone. I actually am important. I'm challenging them, not because I'm trying to, but because they feel challenged by me, because they don't feel empowered in their own right. So I kind of think that Taurus is over here. They stepped into like a sense of knowledge that they're that they're attractive, that they're sought after, that they have a lot to offer. I think this is actually great. I think this is just what Taurus needed to get to in their head or their heart space. Taurus needed to understand that they are really valuable. Now that they've done that, it changes the lens of everything. When a character realizes somebody is jealous of me, that puts things into a different perspective. Even here, it's like this cat is staring up at this beautiful queen, like, who do you think you are? And I just feel like someone, even if it was a partner, even if it was a masculine or feminine dynamic, it doesn't matter. It still feels like somebody was jealous that Taurus is so attractive. It could have been their own partner. And it's like, wait a second, we're not like wearing the same dress out. Why are you getting jealous of me? We're partners, you know? But feel like Taurus has figured that bit out. And they understand it at a deeper fundamental level that I challenged this person, not because I did it, but because they feel challenged by me. There's something about my intellect, something about my power, something about my attractiveness, whatever it is. And this is not Taurus being full of themselves, strutting around like, well, I just can't help it. I'm so awesome. It's not that. It's that Taurus is simply recognizing that I have had individuals look at me, or this particular individual look at me like they believe that I somehow have more going for me than they have going for them, and it makes them angry, it makes them jealous. This could be a non-romantic connection. This could be in the workplace. This could be Taurus is ready to quit a job and go someplace else because somebody is really jealous of them. And Taurus has realized that jealousy is not going to stop. It's probably only going to get worse because I'm not going to shine my light any less to make them more comfortable if they have a jealous streak. But if somebody's looking for Taurus to, like, something they can reprimand Taurus for, it really is, it has a strong competitive edge to it. That's why I'm more inclined to say this is not about romance, but maybe about like a competitive, like, frenemy or something. So from the higher perspective, we have the Emperor, and we actually have a really great relationship here. Either Taurus has, let's say if this was about, this whole storyline has been about Taurus having like conflict in the workplace. What Taurus may have realized is, you know what? The thing is, I go home and I have a great partner who has my back. So who cares if somebody is, rude to me at work because they're jealous of me? Or this could even be Taurus saying, you know what? Truth be told, I have a boss who likes me. So even if a colleague is jealous of me, maybe I don't need to worry too much about it. But it looked like Taurus was going to be making a change, leaving something, but maybe they're just leaving the stress and worry behind. Maybe they're not leaving a job. Maybe they're just going to go ahead and, what is that? Hang on, we got to backtrack for a second. What is Taurus doing with that leap of faith? 5 of Pentacles. This would be leaving. This would be letting somebody deal with what they created. They created a problem, so now they can deal with the absence of Taurus. And Taurus is like, they got what they wanted. They wanted me gone, no worries. This could be maybe along the lines, though, of Taurus, let's say, going to the boss and saying, you know what, I would like to transfer. I would love to, work in a different department, work in one of the different locations. And Taurus is like, I don't even need to say it's because somebody here made it, some other manager made it impossible to work here. It doesn't matter. I don't need to even say that. The joke is going to be on them. They were so jealous and they couldn't tolerate just working well with me. So not a problem. I'll exit stage left, but I also know I was the best they had. So they're going to have to do without me now. Or if this is Taurus leaving a relationship, Taurus already says, I know that I'm going to meet somebody else and they're going to be an emperor, because I'm definitely not going to be in a relationship with someone who feels like I am a competitor for them. I want a partner who, wants to be beside me and sees me as their equal, and vice versa. So we could still look at it as either way, but we just see Taurus making sure that they choose to not be in a situation anymore where someone is so jealous of them. Taurus is only removing themselves from the equation because they're like, then let them miss me. The joke's going to be on them. In the upcoming future, we have this slow, comfortable progression of Taurus's life. This action of Pentacles says, I almost think Taurus might, if they quit or something, they may have a lovely couple months to catch their breath before they go get the next job. Or if they shift into a different department or something, they may discover that it's like way more mellow. It's way more enjoyable. Maybe their function is different. They get more time outside. If this is about Taurus going, leaving a relationship, they don't immediately go meet somebody else. They first just enjoy their life. The upcoming 3 months are going to be beautiful. What happens in the next 3 months for this Taurus? Because I only see good here. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Pentacles sideways. For the Wheel of Fortune, it definitely says that Taurus's life is going to start to open up new chapters. They're going to start to have a much better time. They may meet new people. If this is all about love and romance, Taurus doesn't instantly go off and meet some emperor. Instead, they get a chance to just do these next 3 months where it's like they do what they want for themselves. Taurus may have a lot of real happy opportunities, real enjoyable opportunities. They may meet a lot of different people. They may have a lot of fun. They may not want to commit to any other new romantic partner just yet either, because they kind of, I don't think that romance is the only thing we're here on this planet for. I think it's a lovely additional thing, and it's something we all, enjoy when we find a good romance, but it enhances the life that we already get to have and that is already ours and that is already enjoyable. So I don't think that every story is just about romance. Certainly, Taurus seems to be enjoying their life for the next 3 months, and perhaps, dating casually, not really finding exactly what they want, but that's okay because I think that they want to just live for a little bit. If this is about career path, this change is like the best thing ever. So we almost need to say thank you to whoever was so jealous of Taurus, because they have pushed Taurus into the best next chapter of their life. I feel like that's awesome. Yes, whoever it was that was so jealous made it impossible for Taurus to stay. But again, they don't realize that all they did was make Taurus's life that much better. We have a huge change in Taurus's life. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in it sideways. I don't think Taurus knows it yet, but there's going to be like a shift in either how they make their money. If this is about career, look, the bunny is good luck and it's huge amounts of fertility. It also represents springtime, which is newness, new growth. Maybe that's why we have like a 3-month time period where things are going to be like increasing slowly but surely. Just the way, like, when little baby animals are born, it takes them a little while to, like become not babies anymore, but like fully functioning little, 3-month-old adult animals. Um, Not saying that they all become adults in 3 months, but you know what I'm saying. It feels like Taurus's life is blossoming in a different direction. And it looks like it's going to be one of possibly, if this is about money and work, it could be terrific prosperity is on the horizon, greater job satisfaction, contentment, but also way better money. Like they could shift departments, and then within 3 months of training in the new department, they could be offered a significant salary bump with like a managerial position. They could be single for a while and just be enjoying their own life and meeting new people and doing different things and not being connected to one particular romantic partner. Could have them meeting several other people until they figure out who they most feel connected to, and that could take their life in a whole new direction. I just feel like Taurus could meet somebody that will possibly change the course of their life. The Magician. Let's put it this way. I think I'm not going to be able to put my finger on what it is, because it's about Taurus manifesting what they want and giving themselves, I think, 3 months to sort it out. They have like a blissful 3 months to kind of like, just go with the flow, be happy, explore a little bit, but all the while they're actually internally manifesting the life that they really want for themselves. So whatever this is that Taurus wants, they want a good streak of really good luck. They want growth in their life, and I would say they're definitely going to end up with it. 5 of Wands. There's a lot of thinking somewhere in Taurus's subconscious mind. They don't want to waste their wishes, that's for sure. This is a Taurus who's like, they are super wise about, I don't want to connect myself to another person who might be jealous. I don't want to connect myself to someone who is a frenemy. I don't want to put myself into any job position that I don't really think I can blossom in. I think that Taurus is really good at reading people's motives, especially after this experience, because they had that high priestess associated with them being that Queen of Wands. And so I'm going to say that Taurus is, if anything, has like heightened their intuition so that they can sleuth out people's true motives. And I think that's going to help them to decide where they want to land, who they want to give their loyalty to, whether it's in romance or whether it's in career path. I think they are becoming a much better negotiator for themselves, so that they really get the outcome that they want. Can we see what is the final outcome for Taurus? Again, I think that this is all a progressive 3-month story. Somebody else had that too. I want to say it was Leo, maybe? We have the Page of Pentacles sideways. The outcome says, well, we haven't gotten through those 3 months yet. Little building blocks are coming together. Little pieces of the puzzle are coming together, but Taurus themselves is the one who decides what the final, you know, image will be once they put all the puzzle pieces together. Yes, Seven of Cups. Right now, it's too soon to tell. Taurus has a lot of different options to collect data from. They could have a lot of people to potentially date before figuring out just who they're looking for and just what they really want, what style of relationship they really want, or if this is about career path or even life path. Taurus for the next 3 months has a bunch of just awesome opportunities. I want to say, because I see Taurus like going to different events because of that Wheel of Fortune. I see doors opening to them. I see them getting invited, and it could be like really awesome stuff. They could meet somebody who's like, oh, hey, you should, go to this concert. I've got backstage passes, and Taurus could meet whoever the main performers are. Taurus could then get invited to other events after that. It's just their whole life and their social circle could change. That Wheel of Fortune, being cyclical and circle, we could be talking about Taurus's entire like group that they associate with could just kind of really blossom. I keep picturing, because of that affluency that is possible for Taurus. And first off, Taurus is very eye-catching. They're very attractive, but they also have kind of money in their future, is what it says. So I'm wondering if Taurus is going to start, like, without meaning to, rubbing elbows with influential people that could help them career wise. I don't think Taurus is like seeking that or ladder climbing on purpose. I just think somehow these cards are indicating that that could be happening for Taurus, and it's kind of supposed to happen, right? They're supposed to like move forward from a place where they weren't able to grow because somebody was so freaking jealous. But it's almost like it's because that person had a premonition that Taurus was going to outpace them or outshine them. Maybe that's why this person was so jealous. Even if it was a lover, they could have been jealous of Taurus because they're like, I just know Taurus could probably be the person who winds up leaving me for somebody famous. And so I'm already jealous when it hasn't even happened yet. I'm already jealous thinking about it. That's the way this has come across. Like somebody was jealous because they could really see what Taurus has unique doors that will open for them that wouldn't open for just anyone. And I think that already frustrated somebody or made them feel competitive or made them feel like, I already know Taurus is going to like blow this out of the water. And so I'm already jealous about something that hasn't even happened. But interestingly enough, I kind of feel like they're part of why this is going to happen for Taurus, because they're propelling Taurus forward. So anyway, interesting storyline on this. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.